This is to Coach Davis and Mr. Baker, the band director. Gentlemen, the issue concerning the use of the athletic field on November 10th for the purpose of hosting a high school marching band contest has been brought to my attention. Inasmuch as lower administrative personnel have not been able to effectively resolve the conflict, I have found it necessary to make a ruling which I am sure you will find equitable and reasonable for all parties concerned. Having given the situation considerable thought, I am using the powers vested in this office by our great state to appoint a committee to further study and make recommendations. The members for the people chosen to serve on this committee will be personally selected by my Committee on Committees. The Committee on Scheduling Committees is scheduled for a committee meeting on the 1st of next month, at which time they will appoint a subcommittee to study appropriate scheduling blocks for the committee to consider the question of use of the athletic field on November 10th. Their recommendations will be forwarded to the Environmental Impact Committee, which will, in turn, conduct a thorough investigation and submit their conclusions to the Committee on Studying Conclusions. I regret that I have to personally resolve this conflict, as I feel this more appropriately the work of the Committee on Interdepartmental Squabbles. Sincerely, President Jones. Is all of that clear to you?
No, sir, it isn't.
Good. Type it up. Make sure all the staff get 4 carbon copies, and if I get any calls from the band director or the coach, I'm not in. Now that we've handled that, let's get back to the easy stuff. Bring in the file on the tenured faculty members we're going to fire. Also, when the committee arrives, send them directly in. Being the president of a great university is not an easy job, you know. Every day I have decisions of great importance which affect the entire future of this institution. The hard decisions always end up on my desk. The budget, appointments, the curriculum, Lions Club meeting. Truman was right, you know. The buck stops here. I pride myself on being able to handle almost every problem that comes my way. However, some problems are too large for one man to solve. This one is too big for me. So quick, won't you give me an ad hoc committee? That's the code of the university. The code of the university. Don't use one if there's any room for 3. If you have got some problems, I'm sure that I can solve them if they're prioritized one through infinity. Don't you see?
We like your style, it makes us smile. Tell us some more, we want to know.
I don't mind the meetings with fraternities, with their panty raids or with their new rushies. Let the dean of student life handle all that petty strife, but the problems that are big still come to me.
We like your style, we always smile, and when you speak we'll never disagree. No siree, that's the code of the university.
When the regents are in session, I may get a slight depression if they fire my faculty. But to brighten up my days, I can give myself a raise. That's the code of the university.
About your style, we cannot smile if we're included in that faculty.
My friends, don't you know? I'll always need an interim committee with an agenda that's piled up to their knees. If you don't get in a hurry, there's no need for you to worry. That's the code of the university.
prioritized, but through infinity, yes indeed.
I commend you, everyone, for work that you have done. I could not have done it alone. What makes me really smile is your independent style. That's the code of the university.
The code of the university. On the things of importance we agree. Although the school may fold up, our jobs are gonna hold up, 'cause we'll always stick together. Hold our jobs forever, always stick together, you and me. That's the code of our great university.
Glad you got here, ladies and gentlemen. I never could have made it through that song without you. But we've got quite a bit of work to do. Here is the agenda that we're dealing with today. I hope we can expedite this work so we can get on to the real problem at hand. Dr. Randolph. I am asking you to select a committee to study this proposal from the Student Senate. They want to make passing grades mandatory for anyone who can prove that attending classes conflicts with a part-time job. I don't think you want to put too many students on this committee, or we could be in trouble. Dr. Stevens. You need to be very careful in the selection for this next committee. Your committee will have to come up with some suggestions concerning the university's role in lawsuits filed by our faculty against students.
Have we had some problems in that area, sir?
Well, I don't know for sure. At least not yet. I do know that one student has threatened to do, how shall I say it, unnatural things to a professor with a 400-page textbook.
Can you believe that?
Perhaps it might be wise to get some suggestions from the professor in question.
You might want to do that. He's already submitted one suggestion.
Oh, really? What's that?
He wants to use a smaller textbook.
Well, actually, that's a very good idea. I can understand that.
Dr. Melrose, can you give me a brief report on the progress of your committee to set priorities for new facilities on campus?
Yes, sir. I have those recommendations with me.
I think she needs help.
We took your list of proposed facilities and prioritized them as follows.
She's a brown noser.
Number 1,
What's she doing?
a new wing on the library.
Oh, that's very
very
good.
good
I'm
idea.
really
Number
for the
two.
books. The books are really important.
Oh,
Additional space in the university hospital.
Oh,
Yes,
in the
it's
mental
Number
ward.
three.
It's really important.
A complete overhaul of the university heating plant.
well, it's been cold
Fully
for years,
And
so I suppose.
number
So cold.
4. And last, a presidential sauna bath and snooker room. That is the order of importance we came up with on our first proposal.
And what did you come up with on your second proposal?
A presidential sauna bath and snooker room, with other facilities postponed till a later date.
Let's go with that. Any objections?
Oh no! It's
Well,
perfect.
I don't know. Do you think that is what we really need?
Of course, you do understand that these facilities will be open to all my staff and friends?
Oh, well, now that you've explained it, I tend to agree with the rest of the group. 100%? Hey, it's a great idea. I like it.
I thought you would. Now, for the big one. You all received my memo concerning the conflict over the use of the football field for the marching band contest. We need a strong committee for this one. Are there any volunteers? Ah, come on, Melrose. When the ag department wanted to use the mall for a chicken farm, you didn't back off from that committee. What about you, Randolph? When freshmen with 2 cars wanted faculty parking stickers, you were the first to volunteer. Okay, then. You're all on the committee. Oh. Now, are we going to let this thing beat us? Are we going to run like cowards? Are you going to force me to review your tenure status? Or is the job going to get done like I know you can do it? What's your answer?
We'll find a viable solution for our troubled institution, and we know you're going to love our great report. We're backed by HEW and we're loved by OEO. We prioritize, we analyze, it's very in you know. We're such a beautiful committee, we comply with all the rules, with a potpourri of members from the academic schools. We people with experience and some new on the scene, with equal men and women, and a few that's in between. We are the ad hoc, adjunct, interim committee. We'll take the problems if they're quite absurd. We'll save our institution, 'cause here's our solution. Ignore the facts, we are the final word.
I like your style, it makes me smile. Tell me some more, I want to know.
There's not a ruling about schooling that we've overlooked at all, because we give the book a real good look each day. No agency can fault us, we've examined every quirk. As you might guess, with all that mess, we have no time to work. But what the hell, we do it well, no other group has such rapport. Though it seems we're getting nothing done, we're really working more. With all those forms in triplicate, new words we must command. We must be very careful that nobody understands. 'Cause we're the ad hoc, adjunct, interim committee. We'll take the problems if they're quite absurd. We'll save our institution, 'cause here's our solution. Ignore the facts, we are the final word.
I like your style, it makes me smile.
No agency can fault us, we've examined every quirk.
I did it all myself, it seems like I did all the work.
I am the keeper of the field.
He is the keeper of the field.
I like his style.
He likes his style, and if he smiles, all of us will smile, we guarantee. 'Cause we're the ad hoc, don't knock, don't make waves committee. Integrity is what we've plenty of. We've got it in profusion, because we're seldom using more than what we need to do the job.
We like our style.
We're such a beautiful committee, with all its flaws, we carry on. We hang together, and if we don't, we hang alone. That's the code of the university.